Good morning.
Hola Stephanie, ¿cómo estás?
Hola. Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Todo bien, todo bien. Yeah, I think we've got a much better connection.
Yes. Thank you again for rescheduling and seeing me today.
It's all good. It's all good. So I think we were trying to start with the evaluation, but it wasn't really working out, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So let's jump right back into that, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to take you through a series of questions in Spanish.
Okay.
It's technically a test. You have to answer with full, complete sentence. In other words, using the verbs when you
Okay.
respond. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien.
You're missing the verb there. So how do you say I am good?
Yo soy muy bien.
Okay.
Or soy muy bien.
¿Cómo te llamas?
I can't remember what that means. I know it. Like how are yeah, I can't remember that.
No problem. We're going to start with the first lesson.
Okay.
All right, let me bring it up here for you. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen with you.
Okay.
Muy bien, Fundamentos de Español, Lección 1. So this is our very first level and our very first lesson. Basically, with this first level, it usually takes students about 3 months to get through on a normal study plan meeting once a week.
Okay.
We can certainly do it faster, but that's typically the best way to get started. But at the end of those 3 months, you should be able to comfortably introduce yourself to new people and make small talk with them, and then kind of be prepared to travel, ordering food at restaurants, making kind of simple purchases, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And I'm big on teaching the cultural differences as well. In today's lesson, I'm really going to teach you the fundamentals of a strong introduction. So I'll teach you how to greet people, the culture behind those greetings, and then some other stuff just around building up your confidence with cognates, teaching you the pronunciation of the 5 vowels, and then numbers up to 10, and vocabulary that most of my students can use at both work and at school.
Okay.
Here's my contact info. I don't know if you can take a screenshot, but it's just a good idea to have my email and phone number in case you ever need to contact me, especially if you're running late for class or can't make it. Please don't hesitate to contact me. And then I use Facebook and LinkedIn just kind of to build up social networks with my students as well to stay in touch.
Great.
Bueno, yo soy de los Estados Unidos. I'm actually from the United States originally, pero viví en España, Argentina, Chile, y Ecuador. So I've lived in 4 other Spanish-speaking countries. Viajé a Cuba. That means I traveled to. Viajé a Cuba, República Dominicana, México, Colombia, Uruguay, y Bolivia también. ¿Y tú, de dónde eres? So where are you from?
Yo vive en Colorado.
So where are you from?
How do you say from? Like,
So you say soy de.
yo soy de? Okay. Yo soy de Colorado.
Muy bien, muy bien. Okay.
Yo soy de Colorado.
Yeah, what you were saying is I live in Colorado, which is not exactly the right,
Right.
Not terrible,
Not terrible, but not correct.
Slightly different, yeah. Okay, soy maestro de español desde el 2005, so I've been teaching Spanish since 2005. Y soy el fundador de the language school. I'm the founder of the language school, which I started shortly after graduating from college in 2007 with a degree in international business, Spanish, and marketing. ¿Y tú a qué te dedicas? So what do you do for work?
Soy
So don't worry about answering in Spanish right now.
Okay.
First class, I'm going to help you, but let me know,
Okay. I'm like, trabajo, I know that word. So I work in healthcare, which is another reason why I'm in this class. So I do healthcare staffing. So I've been in healthcare for like 5-6 years. So yeah.
So you could say trabajo en bienestar.
Trabajo en bienestar.
Or even easier, I would say trabajo en la salud. Trabajo en la salud, which is just saying health at work.
Oh, in health. Trabajo en el salud.
La salud.
Va salud.
Muy bien. Bien. So when I'm not teaching, the things I like to do for fun, me gusta means I like. Me gusta tocar la guitarra y los tambores, soy músico. Me gusta viajar, me gusta ir al gimnasio, me gusta leer y me gusta ver películas. Algo interesante es que yo bailaba con un grupo profesional de salsa. I used to dance with a professional salsa group.
That is so cool.
That's a picture of me performing at the Boulder Theater, I think in 2008.
Oh, that is so fun.
Yeah, muy bien. ¿Y a ti qué te gusta? What do you like to do for fun?
I like to do all the same things, except I play just guitar. But I love traveling and I love going to the gym. I like reading too. And
So here you could try and say it in Spanish because it's here for you. So for
Okay.
example, you could say, me gusta tocar la guitarra.
Me gusta tocar la guitarra y
Guitarra.
guitarra.
Gui.
Gui.
Guitarra.
Guitarra.
Ujú.
Y viajar.
Muy bien.
Y ir al gimnasio. Y leer. Yeah.
Perfecto. ¿Por qué estudiar español? Why study Spanish? There are over 20 countries in the world that speak Spanish, and they're fun countries to go to, typically speaking. And as you know, if you work in healthcare in Denver, a lot of people here in Denver, actually over 30% of the population here speak Spanish.
Yep.
Beyond that, it's the second most spoken language in the world with over 500 million Spanish speakers worldwide. Spanish changes a little bit from one country to another. Kind of like if you've ever talked to someone from England or Australia, it's the same language, but accents, certain words might get used instead of others. Because of my unique experience of living in 5 different Spanish-speaking countries, I like to use more of a holistic approach and teach a little bit of everything as opposed to sticking with one particular dialect.
Okay.
And before we really get started with the primary lesson today, these are conversation classes, which means you have to talk. You're going to make mistakes. Don't worry about it. That's all part of the process. And feel free to ask me as many questions as you can. Okay. So we're going to start off with just a short introduction in Spanish. So the easiest way to greet somebody would be to say, hola. So, hola, Stephanie.
Hola.
David. Me llamo David. My name is David. David.
Okay. And you pronounce it in Spanish, David?
David. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hola, David.
And now I would say, ¿Cómo estás?
Estoy bien.
So there's the answer you were looking for.
Okay, yes.
Estoy bien.
Estoy bien. I am good. Yes.
So culturally speaking, the greeting changes a little bit. We're a very huggy culture. We hug our friends and family. In Spanish-speaking countries, it tends to be done with what's called un besito, a little kiss on the cheek. And that'll happen between men and women, between women and women. In certain countries, the men, if they're friends with each other, will kiss each other on the cheek as well.
I love that.
What's that?
I said I love that.
Yeah. In more formal situations, un apretón de manos, a handshake would be more appropriate. So like thinking about things, a business meeting or getting introduced to a friend of a friend or something like that. However, it depends on the country and the particular circumstances as well. All right. Spanish is super easy in terms of pronunciation because it's phonetic. We've got 5 vowels and essentially 5 vowel sounds. To put that into perspective, the letter A in English can produce, I think, over 10 unique sounds. In Spanish, 1. So it's a lot easier in that, because of that. Repite, A.
Repite, A.
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 I.
I.
O.
O.
U.
U.
A.
A.
Nada.
Nada.
Mapa.
Mapa.
Papa.
Papa.
A.
Name.
A.
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 Just repeat what I'm saying. A.
Okay. A.
Meme.
Meme.
leche,
Leche.
tele,
Tele.
e,
E.
mini,
Mini.
bici,
Bici.
Fiji,
Fiji.
o,
Oh.
loco,
Loco.
coco,
Coco.
ocho,
Ocho.
u,
U.
cucú,
Cuckoo.
voodoo,
Voodoo.
guru.
Guru. Guru.
You don't roll it, guru,
Guru.
guru. Singular, you don't roll it.
Okay.
Okay, muy bien. That's Spanish pronunciation in a nutshell. All right, so if you want to introduce yourself to somebody, in your situation, you can repeat after me. You would say, hola,
Hola.
me llamo Stephanie.
Me llamo Stephanie.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Okay. And then you would say, mucho gusto, meaning nice to meet you. Repite, mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
And then you can respond to that by saying likewise, or in Spanish, igualmente.
Igualmente.
Muy bien.
Igualmente.
Vamos a practicar. Hola, me llamo David. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Stephanie.
Mucho gusto, Stephanie.
Igualmente. Igualmente.
Muy bien. So our first, the next common question to ask somebody when you meet them would be, ¿de dónde eres? Meaning, where are you from? Repite, ¿de dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
To answer, in my situation, I would say, soy de los Estados Unidos.
Estados. Okay. Soy de Colorado.
Bien. Next one is, where do you live? ¿Dónde vives?
¿Dónde vives?
And you would answer, vivo en Denver.
Vivo en Denver.
Next one, ¿dónde trabajas?
¿Dónde trabajas?
You could hear again say, trabajo en Denver.
Trabajo en Denver.
Muy bien, let's put it all together. ¿De dónde eres?
Soy de Colorado.
¿Dónde vives?
Vivo en Denver.
¿Dónde trabajas?
Trabajo en Denver.
Perfecto. Stephanie, ¿te gusta la comida cubana? Do you like Cuban food?
Sí, me gusta.
¿Te gusta la comida mexicana?
Sí, me gusta.
¿Te gusta la comida salvadoreña?
Sí, me gusta.
¿Te gusta la cerveza?
Sí, me gusta.
¿Te gusta el vino?
Sí, mucho gusto.
Me gusta mucho.
Me gusta mucho.
¿Te gusta el mojito?
Sí, me gusta.
¿Te gusta el fútbol?
No, no me gusta.
¿Te gusta el fútbol americano?
Sí, me gusta.
¿Te gusta el béisbol?
Sí, me gusta.
¿Te gusta estudiar?
Sí, me gusta.
¿Te gusta cocinar?
Sí, me gusta.
¿Te gusta bailar?
Sí, me gusta.
¿Te gusta esquiar?
Sí, me gusta.
Bien, you like everything, Steph.
I do like everything.
Okay. All right, let's start. Let's go now to some very useful questions. This
Okay.
first one, ¿puedo hacer una pregunta? Any idea what that means?
Do you have any questions?
Close. It directly, can I ask a question?
Gotcha. Okay.
Can I ask a question? So repeat. ¿Puedo hacer una pregunta?
Puedo hacer una pregunta.
Muy bien. All right, what about this one? ¿Cómo se dice student?
How do you say student?
Very good. Okay, so let's practice. I want you to ask me these questions here.
¿Cómo se dice
So
computer?
start with the first question.
Okay. ¿Cómo se dice?
First question. ¿Puedo hacer una
Oh.
pregunta?
Puedo hacer una pregunta.
Sí.
Can I ask a question? ¿Cómo se dice computer?
Se dice computadora.
Computadora. Sí, okay. ¿Cómo se dice office?
Se dice oficina.
Oficina.
Oficina. Oficina.
Oficina. Oficina. ¿Cómo se dice paper?
Se dice papel.
Papel. ¿Cómo se dice employee?
Se dice empleado.
Empleado. ¿Cómo se dice director?
Se dice director.
Director. ¿Cómo se dice student?
Estudiante.
Estudiante. ¿Cómo se dice conference room?
Salón de conferencia.
Salón de conferencia. ¿Cómo se dice classroom?
Salón de clase.
Salón de clase.
Y hoy en día se dice Zoom. So these
Zoom.
days they call the classroom Zoom. Okay. Muy bien. Okay, what about this one? ¿Qué significa estudiante?
What? I mean, my brain wants to say what's significant student or something like
Oh,
that.
so something that's significant is something that's meaningful. So it's
Oh,
what does it mean? What does estudiante mean?
student.
Yeah. So this is the reverse of como se dice.
Okay.
When you're first learning Spanish, like if you're ever just missing a word,
Uh-huh.
you ask me, hey, como se dice pencil in español, right?
Okay.
But perhaps I say something that you don't understand. In that situation, you would say, ¿qué significa?
¿Qué significa? So like, what is the meaning of?
What does it mean? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's practice with this.
Okay. ¿Puedo hacer una pregunta?
Sí.
¿Qué significa computadora?
Significa computer.
¿Qué significa oficina?
Significa office.
¿Qué significa papel?
Paper.
¿Qué significa empleado? Empleado.
Employee.
¿Qué significa director?
Director.
¿Qué significa estudiante?
Student.
¿Qué significa salón de conferencia?
Conference room.
¿Qué significa salón de clase?
Classroom. Muy bien. So Stephanie, we've just learned 3 very important questions. The first one would be, ¿puedo hacer una pregunta? What does that mean?
Can I ask you a question?
What about como se dice student?
What oh, how do you say student?
Very good. What about qué significa estudiante?
Like, what is the meaning of,
So just what does it mean? Simple.
what does it mean? Okay.
What does estudiante mean?
Okay. Student.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Moving on along. Just a little conversation tip. Spanish was born from Latin and English was heavily influenced by Latin. So we have a lot of these words that are called cognates. Cognates are just words that exist in 2 or more languages that look and sound pretty similar. So the modern day banking system comes from Italy, and the original word was banca. Because of the way that Europe is, the Italians did a lot of business with the Spanish, where the name went from banca to banco. Spanish did a lot of business with the French, so the word banco went to bank. And then the French did a lot of business with the English, and the word bank went to bank, right? And so they look very similar. They sound pretty similar. So let's do a little activity to practice this. Repite, actor.
Actor.
¿Qué significa actor?
¿Qué significa actor?
So I'm asking you. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's okay. So, ¿qué significa actor?
Actor.
What does it mean? Actor, right? ¿Qué significa chocolate?
So repeat it and then say it, or just answer?
Just now I'm asking you. So what
Okay.
¿Qué significa chocolate? You can repeat it. It's not a bad idea to work with your pronunciation.
Okay. Chocolate.
¿Qué significa director?
Director.
¿Qué significa final?
Final.
¿Qué significa hotel?
Hotel.
¿Qué significa mango?
Mango.
¿Qué significa normal?
Normal.
¿Qué significa pasta?
Pasta.
¿Qué significa simple?
Simple.
Perfect. You got it. You got it. So, supposedly, if you're in this class, you're just starting, but right off the bat, I think those are 10 words right there that you know instantly because
Yeah.
these are literally the exact same words. The pronunciation changes, but
Yep.
you can guess your way through a lot of circumstances directly because of the overlap. It's something like 20 or 30% of the Spanish language correspond with an English cognate. So,
Okay.
pretty cool. Muy bien, vamos con los números hasta 10. 0,
0,
1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
5,
5,
6,
6,
7,
7,
8,
8,
9,
9,
10.
10.
Muy bien. Vamos a practicar. Let's practice. So I'm going to read one of these numbers and I want you to tell me whose number it is or de quién es el número. Okay?
Okay.
911.
911.
303 218 6242.
Walmart.
303 576 0065.
Domino's.
720 634 2589.
The language school.
Perfect. Stephanie, ¿cuál es tu número de teléfono?
9, 7, 0, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 8.
Muy bien. So the number that you just told me was 970-333-3458.
Yay, I did it.
Nice. All right. Write my phone number down. Do you have pen and paper handy?
Yes.
Okay. Apunta mi número. Mi número de teléfono es 720-257 8539.
Can you repeat it one more time?
720 257 8539.
720-257-8539.
Muy bien, you got it.
Sweet.
Nice. Stephanie, ¿cuánto cuesta un papel?
1 cent.
So in español,
Un centavo.
muy bien. ¿Y cuánto cuesta un bolígrafo?
Un dólar.
Un dólar.
Dólar. Dólar.
Dólar. Ujú.
Dólar.
¿Cuánto cuesta un lápiz?
5 centavos.
¿Cuánto cuesta un marcador?
2 dólares.
¿Cuánto cuesta un paquete de papel?
5 dólares.
¿Cuánto cuesta un paquete de lápices?
6 dólares.
¿Cuánto cuesta un paquete de bolígrafos?
7 dólares.
¿Cuánto cuesta un paquete de marcadores?
8 dólares. Oh, I mean 8.
Tried to sneak that one in on me. All right. Muy bien. ¿Cuánto cuesta un libro de español?
9 dólares.
¿Cuánto cuesta una pizarra?
10 dólares.
Muy bien. Bien, vamos a aprender español para la escuela y el trabajo para matar 2 pájaros de un tiro. So we'll learn some new vocab for school and work that most people can use to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So the first word we have is the word things, okay? Repite. Cosas.
Cosas.
Muy bien. Computadora.
Computadora.
Impresora.
Impresora.
Televisión.
Televisión.
Proyector.
Proyector.
Marcador.
Marcador.
Papel.
Papel.
Lugares.
Lugares.
That means places.
Places.
Salón de conferencia.
Salón de conferencia.
Salón de clase.
Salón de clase.
Oficina.
Oficina. Oficina.
Escuela.
Escuela.
Personas means people. Personas.
Personas.
Profesora.
Profesora.
Estudiante.
Estudiante.
Director.
Director.
Empleado.
Empleado.
Nice, you got it. Vamos a practicar con Quizlet. Have you ever used Quizlet before? I'm sorry?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I love Quizlet. I really do. I think it's just amazing. So I'm going to show you a really cool activity that you can do. And the great thing is that I've already got all of these sets already created on Quizlet. So it's really easy for my students to just pick up here and practice the new vocabulary. The
Okay.
hardest part, I think, of learning a new language is just learning all the new words. Like you're literally starting from day number one. Do you have kids by chance?
No.
No. Okay. So I've got a 5-year-old son. So I've been fascinated over the past, 4 years or so watching him learn how to speak and stuff as a language instructor, because I'm kind of seeing the stuff that I've studied and put into practice. And now seeing it firsthand with my son. But kind of the way that people naturally learn their first language can greatly help you learn your second language.
Okay.
And the first stage of learning a new language is something called like comprehension. So what that means is, honestly, to get started, your first goal is to learn how to understand the new language.
Yeah.
Naturally speaking, you're always going to be able to understand just a little bit more than you can speak. And even, we get a lot of meaning through nonverbal communication, gestures, facial expressions, even like the tonality and voices and stuff like that. So if we apply that to learning Spanish by just learning words, one word at a time, what that means is we want to start with flashcards by looking at the side in Spanish and trying to say what it means in English, right? So understanding the Spanish word first.
Okay.
So you go into the options down here in the bottom left, and you make sure that you're answering first with English.
Okay.
And then let's hit start over. So, ¿qué significa papel?
Paper.
Cosas.
Things.
Lápiz.
Pen.
Close. So I'm going to star it because it really means pencil.
Pencil.
And when you click the star, that means that it's going to play, or like you'll have to do it again.
Okay.
Because that's, for memorizing stuff, it's just a matter of doing it until you get it, right?
Yep.
So, cool. One other little feature I want to show you here is that this will actually pronounce the words for you in Spanish.
Okay.
Lápiz.
Lápiz.
So did you see how I did that by clicking that? So that'll help you out as well. Okay, what about pizarra?
Pizarra.
So if you don't get it right away, no worries.
Okay.
Just click on
Whiteboard.
it. Whiteboard. Pizarra.
Whiteboard. Pizarra.
Computadora.
Computer.
Marcador.
Marker.
Televisión.
Television.
Libro.
Book.
Bolígrafo.
Start.
Okay. So that means pen.
Oh, that's pen?
That's pen.
Oh, okay. I was thinking bolígrafo. Okay, so like an autograph is what I'm thinking. Okay.
If that helps you remember it, yeah, good one. Bolígrafo is pen.
Okay.
Proyector.
Projector.
I actually like that. I've never made that connection before, but that's a good one. Impresora.
Impresora. Impression? No, that's not right. Printer.
You used to make impressions of things? A printer, yeah.
Okay, printer.
Right. So now at the end, we'll study these 4-star terms again. Lápiz.
Pencil.
Nice. Pizarra.
Whiteboard.
Bolígrafo.
Pen.
Impresora.
Oh my God, why can't I remember that one?
Because you're learning.
Printer.
Okay. Impresora. Printer.
Impresora, printer.
So now, after you've gone through and you've understood the words in Spanish, now you want to try and say the words in Spanish. So that's the second part of language acquisition, is what's called the production stage, which essentially means being able to say those words out loud.
Okay.
So how do you say, como se dice paper?
Papel.
Things. Cosas.
Cosas.
Pencil.
Oh my gosh, that's so much harder when you have to like think to say it.
Lápiz.
Lápiz.
Pencil. Lápiz.
Pencil, lápiz.
Yeah, it's another reason why we do it in this order, because this is harder than understanding it too.
Yes.
Whiteboard.
Pizarra.
Computer.
Computadora.
Marker.
Marcador. Marcadora.
Marcador.
Marcador.
You said it right the first time, and then you asked, hey, so I'm going to star it for you.
Okay.
Television.
Television.
Book.
I know how to say it. Star it. Libro. My gosh, it's
like an autograph. Remember, like an autograph.
I know. Bolígrafo.
So you're saying something different.
Bolígrafo. Bolígrafo.
There you go.
Okay.
Proyector. Did I star that one? Yeah, I did. Okay. Projector.
Proyector.
And then printer.
Impresión.
Very close. Impresora.
Impresora.
All right, so let's study these 6-star terms again. Pen.
Bolígrafo.
Book.
Libro.
Things.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember that one.
Cosas.
Cosas.
Don't even worry about it. Instantly, if you don't know it, just look at it. That's why it's called flashcards.
Okay.
To the point where you can do it super fast. Don't beat yourself up about it, because I see you're beating yourself up about it. This is day number 1. You have to start somehow. Do not get frustrated. Sometimes it takes a couple of times. Sometimes it takes 20 times.
Okay.
I promise you that this works.
Okay.
All right. So things.
Cosas.
Pencil. Lápiz. Printer.
Impreso.
Impresora.
Printer. Impresora.
You're close. You're very close. Marker.
Marcador.
Good. You got it. See, so we went from 6 words to 3 words. So you're getting it. What about printer?
Impresora.
Pencil.
Lápiz.
Things.
Why is this one so hard? Cosas.
Process. Yeah. Don't even think of it like it's not hard. This is new. That's why.
Cosas.
So cool. So this is just a really cool activity that took us all of 3 minutes, I think, to get through.
Yep.
that you would do, like, so my recommendation would be to, so you have a Spanish class
Mhm.
and you wait a little bit after Spanish class so that your brain can refresh a little bit. And then
Uh-huh.
maybe you hit it again in about an hour or 2 hours. And you want to try and do that like 2 or 3 times a day,
Okay.
10-minute increments. Don't do
Okay.
it very long. Don't, if you're spending an hour at a time, you're doing too much, and honestly, your brain works best in 20-minute increments. So
Okay.
that's why I say try and do this several times a day in 10-minute increments, 10 to 20-minute increments. And if you do that 2 or 3 times a day, it's like 100 times more powerful than doing once a day for an hour,
Yeah. Okay.
because
Okay.
it keeps it fresh, it makes it stick. And those are just like, it's been scientifically proven over and over again to work. So
Okay.
cool. Let's go back. Can you see the screen now?
Yep.
Nice. So let's review everything that we learned today. Hola, me llamo David. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Stephanie.
¿Cómo estás?
Estoy bien.
Mucho gusto.
Igualmente.
¿De
Igual.
dónde eres? Ujú. ¿De dónde eres?
Soy de Denver.
¿Dónde vives?
Vivo en Denver.
¿Dónde trabajas?
Trabajo en Denver.
¿Qué te gusta?
Me gusta everything. Me
Me
gusta
gusta todo. Todo y everything, todo.
me gusta todo. Should I like expand on that or just
No,
okay? Okay.
keep it simple, keep it simple. Me gusta todo. ¿Cuál es tu número de teléfono?
Es 970-333-3458.
Nice. Muy bien. So after a conversation, when you're ready to go, you can say, let's stay in touch. In Spanish, you would say, estamos en contacto.
Estamos en contacto.
To respond to that, you could say, sounds good, or in Spanish, me parece bien.
Me parece bien.
Perfecto. Let's practice this. Estamos en contacto.
Me parece bien.
To say like until later or see you later, you'd say hasta luego.
Nos vemos.
Perfecto. You got it. Muy bien. So I'm going to send you this link
Okay.
so that you can study with our sets on Quizlet.
Okay.
Quizlet. So I'm going to put this in the chat for you.
Awesome.
So I'd go ahead and open it if you want to, if you can. So that way you have it saved on your computer.
Cool.
All right. So the first step, as we kind of did together, would be to really start focusing on memorizing that new vocabulary.
Okay.
And spend the next few days. This would be the best way to practice. Just spend the next day or two, memorizing all the new vocab that you just learned today.
Okay.
Once you've done that, we have our own web application. So I'm going to share this with you in the chat now too. And so you can create an account here, and this is our own custom web application.
Okay.
It corresponds directly with the lessons that you've just done today.
Okay.
These are going to be more kind of like, question and response based activities. So I'm really big on learning the vocabulary before you try and do these practice activities, just because it's more efficient that way. Once you have the new vocab memorized, it goes like that. If you're trying to do the activities and like constantly going back and forth and trying to look up new vocabulary, it takes a lot more longer, and it's a little bit more frustrating.
Okay.
Depending on what we decide to do, I'm going to send you this link. If you sign up for classes with me, the web application is going to be included in the classes.
Okay.
But if you're just like a person that likes to have a physical book, we also have a physical book that goes along with this level. So I've put the link to where you can buy that on Amazon. I think it's like $30.
Okay.
So, you know, if you wanted to get that, it's certainly a good resource to have on hand
Okay.
as well. So practicing, I always give my students activities that they can do to practice between classes. So your next steps would be to understand the new Spanish vocabulary on Quizlet, and then start saying the new vocabulary in Spanish, again, using Quizlet to do that. And then once you feel like you've really, you know, done a good job with that, then you start practicing with the lesson one's activities on our practice app. And I can all but guarantee you that if you do these activities in this order, you'll be speaking an amazingly large amount of Spanish in just 3 months.
Wow. Okay.
You'd feel pretty comfortable getting on a plane and going down to Mexico for a week and having the time of your life.
Okay.
And
Cool.
again, 10 minutes at a time.
Okay.
I'm big on 10 to 20 minutes at a time, as opposed to, you know,